Hello, welcome back, everyone. It has been a little bit of time. We took some time with the holiday season to spend time with our families. Colleen is getting adjusted to her new job schedule,
Yes.
which we'll talk about. I have been moving. You can't really tell because there's no background here. It's also not things, hanging on the wall yet. But yeah, so this is episode 23, and that's
Mhm.
kind of crazy. But Colleen, what's been up? Let's talk about life.
Lots of things. I since we've recorded, I have gone home twice. I went home 3 weekends ago for a wedding for 2 people in my hometown that we went to high school with and that we're family friends with. I haven't been to a wedding since I was in high school, so it was cool to have a wedding experience again and have fun. I saw a lot of people from high school, which was fun, and got to catch up with them and everything. And then I came back to Kentucky for 2 days and then turned around and went back for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was really low key this year. It was just my mom, my dad, and my sister and I. Usually, like my grandpa comes over or like my uncle or something, but everyone just kind of did their own thing this year. So that was fun. My sister was home for 3 days and I was home for five. So that's the longest I've been home since I moved back here in September. It just went by really fast. It always goes by so fast.
Yeah.
But I helped my mom set up the Christmas tree. I got to see you and Kat. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Me and you went back to our old stomping grounds at Ohio State, and that was fun.
Did that was fun.
So yes, lots of fun things. Since then, I we dove into a lot of more detailed things for work last week. So I actually have been doing the most. I've been so tired this week, and I was actually having to work 8:30 to 5:30. I wasn't getting off early like we normally do. So that's been an adjustment. But the big thing is tomorrow I start going in at 4 a.m. So I will be at work in less than 12 hours.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So yeah, my shift will be 4 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So I've never done that before. Um, I don't think I'm prepared, but I will survive and I'm just gonna figure it out as I go. So yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting. It'll be really weird getting up at
Yeah.
3 a.m. when it's dark out and like everyone is dead asleep. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting. And it'll be weird getting home at 12:30 and having like a good majority of the day, also have like 7 or 8 hours of the day to do whatever I want to do. So should be interesting. This entire week I think is gonna be interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm just like, okay, what all do I have to do before I go to bed today? So like I need to pack my lunches and I need to make coffee, make sure all of that is squared away because I know that I'm going to be a zombie at 3 a.m. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
I know
I'm
it's like
also
it's so weird because like I started my job October 1st and like, I knew that this day was coming. Like I for the past 2 months have been aware that tomorrow is the day that
it's
my life
here.
changes. But oh my God, it went by so fast. I mean, we all have been talking about it. We've all been so excited to like change into our shifts, but it has gone by so fast. I can't believe tomorrow's the day.
Yeah.
So, well, and like
It's
it was weird because
crazy.
like I hung out with work people over the weekend and like we were like, oh my God, this is like the last time that we're like all gonna be together like for a while because we're all gonna be working different shifts. So I'm like never gonna see the evening people except for like outside of work. So
Hmm.
and then it was weird that like Friday we were like, oh my God, this is like our last day with like everybody working the same shift. So it's gonna be weird coming in tomorrow and like there's gonna be literally a fourth of the people there that there is normally there.
Yeah.
So
Gonna be wild. Gonna be an
mhm,
adjustment.
yes.
It's also gonna be interesting because I know that you're gonna snap me at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and we're gonna look at my phone and be
Make
like, "What the heck?
good morning.
Like, why the heck is she snapping me at 4 o'clock in the morning?" But oh yeah, she
Mhm,
got to go to work.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And weekends should be interesting because I'm planning on like I'll probably go to bed at like 7 or 8 p.m. So I feel like weekends I'll probably go to bed at like 10 or 11.
Mhm.
So, but just like having a social life on the weekend should be really interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna
But
be weird for you to like with your sleep schedule. You're not gonna
mhm.
have a sleep schedule
Well, and like I have never
like
been a
when it
morning
comes to the weekend.
person. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never been a morning person ever. And like I always knew like through college and everything, once I got on like a consistent Monday through Friday schedule, I'd be fine. And working 8:30 to 5:30, like getting up at like 7 was an adjustment, especially in October. Um, but I'm finally used to it now. Like I find like my body literally naturally, like I naturally woke up today at like 7:30 and
Mm-hmm.
rolled over and went back to sleep. Like my body is on like a schedule now. So tomorrow morning it's gonna be like, whoa,
Yeah.
this is not the schedule we've been on. So
Yeah.
it'll be fine. It'll be weird like for Christmas too. I'll be home for like 4 days for Christmas. And like, am I gonna be like yawning my head off at like 10 p.m.? Like, am I gonna like want to go to
Probably.
bed before my parents? Like that's gonna be weird. And like Christmas morning, I was thinking like they always want to wake up at like 6. And I'm like, I'm the youngest and I'm 22. My sister's 36. Like it's not like we have any little kids in the house that are like waking us up. Like we can wait till like 8.
Right.
But am I gonna be like wide awake at like 4 o'clock in the morning and being like ready to open presents?
Yeah, that's funny.
Everyone's still sleeping.
Yeah, that is funny.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
It's gonna be an adjustment, that's for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be like on like the complete opposite schedule of my roommate because she's still in college. I mean, she doesn't go to bed till 3 or 4 a.m. and like
She can be
sleeps
awake when you leave.
and like sleeps until like 11 or noon. So like she literally will be sleeping like the whole time I'm at work. And then I'm gonna be sleeping like the whole time she's doing school stuff. So
Mhm.
that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be really trippy if I like wake up tomorrow and go to leave and she's still like on the couch, like awake. Like I
Yeah,
feel like that's just really gonna mess with my brain.
yeah. Be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's interesting.
but anywho, what have you been up to?
Well, I have been transitioning into my new job more,
Mm-hmm.
which has been good. We have our convention that's coming up in January, so still doing a lot of different kind of things for everybody. Um, so that's exciting. Rachel and I moved into our new apartment the weekend before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
She's big and she's nice, so we appreciate her. We just had our housewarming party slash Friendsgiving slash holiday party last night. So that was a lot of fun. We had quite a few people, everyone from work, and then my friends Stanley, who is my roommate, who our viewers have met, and then Josie, who our viewers have also met. Um, so they were both there. It was a lot of fun. And then, yeah, we're just getting into big busy season. I mean, we're in busy season at work. And so that's been the life update. I went back to Ohio twice
Mm-hmm.
also. I went over Veterans Day, went to the Ohio State Purdue game, and then I went again, obviously, for Thanksgiving.
Go Bucks.
Go. We're not going to talk about it, but
Yes.
so, yeah, and then Thanksgiving was good. We went to my dad's mom's house on Thanksgiving for lunch, and then we went over to my mom's uh, for just like to chat and check in and like a early-ish dinner kind of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
um, and then we were able to see some of my cousins who live down the street from her. One of them lives in Boston, and so we haven't seen him since my cousin's wedding in September of 2020. So it's been a while. So it was good to see everybody, talk to everybody, catch up on things, stuff like that. But yeah, now I'm back here, going back to Ohio on the 18th. It's like a whole bunch
Yeah,
of back and forth.
I
I
know.
was talking to my mom, and I got the fam to agree to come here next year for Thanksgiving instead.
Beautiful. I'm not going to see you, which
So
makes me sad, but I
I know.
understand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, by then we're gonna potentially have gone on our trips
Mm-hmm.
and all that kind of stuff. So
Yes, very true. Very true.
I'm thinking about this. We should do like a couple episodes or like a blog or a vlog
Mm-hmm.
while we're on said trips.
Yeah, we should. I think
I think
it's
that's a good idea.
that is a
So
good idea.
yeah, so everyone stay tuned. Cool things to come next
Yes.
summer.
I know we've had
um
so many ideas. It's just life has been so hectic
Timing.
for both of us. So
I know. Yeah. I will say one of the most fun updates. I am watching Survivor all the way through on Hulu.
Oh my God.
I actually started today, but I started on episode like I think it's 9, and I'm
Mhm.
starting there because that is the season that Chris Doherty, who is actually from our hometown, won Survivor.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I was like, oh, might as well start. I remember this one, but it's good to refresh. So
Mhm.
going all the way through, I was like, should I apply? Might
Oh
be
my God, I could not see you doing that.
See, I could see myself doing like some kind of like Big Brother or like stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you would
But
complain too much for Survivor.
okay, I would complain to people that I knew, but these people are gonna be like strangers. I'm like, gotta hide all
Yeah.
my emotions. I don't want them to know me. You know,
Yeah.
want to win this cash.
Yes. Very true. Very true.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's fun.
I
It's
say
been a
my exciting update is I've been doing my nails myself. So I redid them today and I did some nice green and blues, some
oh.
Christmas, but also that lighting was really good right there. Christmas, but also kind of fall, nice little transition. But with starting my job and making my own money, I was like, I don't want to pay like $60 every 3 weeks at the nail salon.
Yeah.
So I bought all the stuff to do it myself. And this is like I think this is my 5th set. I've been doing it like
Yeah.
every like 3 to 4 weeks. And it's honestly like kind of soothing. I mean, it's kind of time consuming. Like I am getting quicker every time I do it. Like first time I
Mhm.
did it, it took me like 5 hours. And I was like, this is
Yeah.
awful. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing this all the time. But yeah, now like it took me like 2 hours today. And that's
Yeah.
with like taking off my last set completely, like treating my natural nails and then putting this overlay on. So
Mhm.
I'm getting a lot quicker at it. I don't understand how people in the salon do it in an hour, like every time. Like I'm not even doing any like fancy designs or anything, just different colors. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I think it's soothing. Like I like listen to podcasts while I do it, and like time just like goes by.
Yeah.
So
Fun. Well, I guess share like what you use and everything for those that are kind of busy in the same situation.
yeah, well, I got everything off of Amazon. And I actually
Oh,
found a TikToker. Her name is Michelle, and like like her entire account is like devoted to like ditching the nail salon and doing it like at home by yourself. And I was doing dip powder at first, but it was like taking forever and they were super thick. And it was just a mess because there's just powder everywhere. And I was like,
mm,
I feel like there has to be a better way. So she uses, it's called like a Gel X extension. And it's called Beetles, like gel polish. That's like what the brand is, like off of Amazon. And it's $19. And you get
wow.
all
It's
these
cheap.
baggies of different nail sizes. You get 500 nails. And like they're just I take like gel glue and you have to have like an LED lamp, but it's just like a like overlay thing. And it's like the whole thing of your nail instead of like just the tip. So like this whole thing, like you like end up gluing to your nail and you use like an LED light, then you just paint them with the gel polish. And I actually use their gel polish too. So I definitely recommend Beetles gel polish for $19, like for a whole kit. And it comes with
Yeah.
like things to cut them down because obviously I'm not going to keep mine this long.
Mm,
But it comes with like a thing to cut them down and like everything that you need. Like the only thing outside of the kit that I had to buy was I bought a nail drill because I'm not sitting here filing forever. You could if that's your cup of tea, but so
right.
bought a nail drill. It comes with an LED light, and then you just have to buy whatever colors you want. And I bought like a kit of like 30 colors for like $20, like from that brand.
Wow. So
So
overall, it's about
I have spent probably
39
yeah, I have on everything
30.
I've probably spent $60, which is like how much you would
Yeah.
spend at a nail salon for one set of acrylics. And
Yeah.
this is my 5th set that I've done. And like I still
Yeah.
have plenty of supplies. So
Right.
yeah,
Well, drop the link for
yeah,
everybody.
I will. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got
Interesting.
like I want to do some detail for Christmas. I got like all these little detail brushes that I haven't used yet. Like these were
Mm,
$5 for all of these.
wow.
So yeah, you just soak them in acetone and just like scrape them off to get them off. And what's great is like it doesn't like my nails under here are so healthy. Like when I took them off today, I had my last set on for like 3.5 weeks, and I took them off today, and I was like, oh my god, my nails are so strong. Where like with acrylic powder and stuff, like it makes your nails like paper. So it's like,
Wow.
I feel like it's just like a protective layer, like over my natural nails, since they're the length of my whole nail.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
yeah.
Good to know for
Hmm.
not me, but others.
Yeah.
Funny. Well, let's get into today's topic. I also thought of like a couple other things that we can also talk about with this, but
Okay.
we are going to talk about holiday traditions. So
Hmm.
this will go into like some of our Thanksgiving things. Christmas is coming up very quickly. And then also just like birthdays, Easter, whatever,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
because I'll go ahead and get us started because I was actually having a conversation with Rachel on our way home from Bob Evans. Don't get me started because last night when we were having the party, one of my coworkers has never heard of Bob Evans before. He's from California. No idea.
Well,
And
wow.
I was like, I mean, I like, sure, maybe, I don't know. I'm assuming there's Bob Evans in California, but like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Wow.
anyway, let's get to the traditions, y'all. So while we were on our way back, I was talking to Rachel about like the potential trips that we're taking and stuff like that. And then I told her that for your birthday, you were thinking about getting a cabin in the
Hmm.
mountains and just going by
Doing a
yourself
solo
and
trip.
having a solo weekend. And she was like, wow, that sounds amazing. And I was like,
Hmm.
yeah, it honestly does. But then went on to tell her that like you have the birthday tradition of going to the movies by yourself
Yep.
before like going out and doing things.
Hmm.
And she was sharing how she has a tradition on Valentine's Day. She's not dating anybody, so she goes to the movies by herself, and that she gets big popcorn,
Hmm.
candy, whatever she
Yeah.
wants, treats herself, and she just has a good time.
Hmm. Yeah. I always do like the matinee, which is
Mm,
usually like 4 or 4:30, and it's cheaper too because a lot of people don't go to those. So yeah, I always do that and get whatever candy and popcorn I want, and like it's just like a nice like 2 hours of like just by myself, and then I go home,
mm.
get ready, and like go out with my friends and celebrate my birthday.
Yeah.
So
Well, and you're thinking about doing this trip to, is it Gatlinburg, right?
well, I definitely
Well,
want to
it's
go to
like the
Tennessee.
mountains.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely want to go to Tennessee because like it's like a 3 hour drive from here.
Right.
So this is going to be my first solo trip. So I think I want to do Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge because I've been there like 8 or 9 times and I would just
Mm,
feel comfortable there.
mm,
And I know so many like good places to rent from there and everything. I would really like to go to Nashville, but I feel like that's just not a place you should go by yourself.
yeah.
Like I feel like it would be a lot more fun with friends. But a lot of other people have said that I should try Knoxville too, and that Knoxville is like
Mm.
really cool to go to by yourself. But I'm probably leaning towards Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge because my absolute favorite pizza place, like of all time, is there, and it's called
What's
Smoky Mountain Brewery.
mm.
It's so good, and they have like handcrafted beer and everything too, which is cool. But like just the thought of like being in a cabin by myself, like
with a large pizza
in a
and
hot
a
tub
hot
while
tub.
it's snowing with a large pizza. Like that sounds beautiful.
Yeah, it does. It sounds
That sounds
nice.
amazing. Well, and like with me getting off work at 12:30, I could be down there by like 4 p.m. and have like the whole evening to do
Yeah,
stuff too. So yeah, it's definitely gonna happen for sure.
yeah. Do you think that like I mean a lot of people like want to be around people, do like, active things for when is your birthday? Like what like day of the week is it on?
Oh, I was like, excuse me.
No, I know when your birthday is. I'm
It's
saying
on a
what day?
Friday. It's on a Friday, which
Oh.
I'm so excited about because like the whole time I've been in college, my birthday's been like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And
Mhm.
Thursday worked out well last year because I
Right.
went out like in Kentucky for my birthday and all of that stuff. But I don't ever remember it being on a weekend. So I think I'll
Yeah.
have to go like the weekend before or like the weekend after. I think it might be good to go to the weekend before because then I could like zen out and then like come back
Mhm.
and have fun.
Yeah, that's a good
So,
idea. Do
mhm.
you think that like if it goes well, like do you want to make it like a tradition for you to do solo trips like once a year, like around
Yeah,
your birthday?
yeah, like a lot of people that I work with, like, they like have gone to Mexico by themselves. Like, yeah, like I was like, oh my God. Like I was like, okay, I gotta ease into it. My
Yeah.
my sister, one of her like good friends that she used to work with, she dropped everything and like is in Italy right now for 2 weeks by herself. Yeah. And my sister was
Wow.
like the dream to have that confidence to just pick up and go to another country by
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I gotta like warm up. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I gotta do Tennessee, so that's 3 hours. And the next time we'll like, go like 6 hours away. Like I would
Hmm.
go to Canada by myself because I've already been there. But like,
Hmm.
yeah, I gotta like ease into it.
Hmm. Yeah. No,
So
that makes sense. So what would you say like is, I guess this isn't really, it's not a tradition yet. Like, what's your goal behind that, honestly? Like, we could just talk about this for an entire episode of like just like
we really could.
self-care and like,
Yeah, we really could.
self-relaxation.
Yeah. I mean,
What?
I think the big thing is like, I mean, I used to take like, I still take usually once a month. I have a weekend where like I do nothing. Like,
Hmm.
um, I did it like the first weekend of November before like the holidays and everything. Like I told my roommate, don't ask me to go out this weekend. Don't ask me to do anything. Like
Hmm.
I will not be cooking. I will not be cleaning, nothing. Like I am going to be in my room and I'm going to be in my bed watching Netflix and I'm going to DoorDash whatever food that I want. Like, don't bother me. And she was like, oh, all right, cool. So I usually do that once a month just to like just catch up on things, like things that I want to do. Like
Hmm.
sometimes I take the weekend to like read a good book that I've been wanting to read. Or like last weekend I took the weekend and like whenever I was doing stuff in my room, I had podcasts on that I've been wanting to listen to.
Hmm.
So and like when I did it in November, like I had like I watched You season 3. I've been wanting to watch that. So I literally binged the whole thing across like 3 days over the weekend. So I usually do that once a month, but I just feel like with my job, like I'm in a very high stressful job. And I'm getting a little bit of a taste of that now. And I'm not even
Hmm.
like in full swing of it yet. So I think it'll just be really important to just like leave the city and get away from like where my stressors are at
Hmm.
and just do whatever I want. And like I feel like I could even see myself doing like a like I guess like going to Tennessee and doing like a staycation at a cabin. Like I wouldn't even be mad if I like got to the cabin and didn't leave for 3 days. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I don't even feel like I have to like go out and do stuff. Like
No.
just to be there. So
Hmm.
we'll see. I can see myself like going shopping or like, doing that type of stuff. But
Right. Right.
yeah.
What made you like want to do it? Like
I've been
what
thinking
brought made the idea?
yeah, I've been thinking about it for a while. And then we were talking about vacations and like places we had been at work one day. And one of the women that I work with was like, oh my God, I do staycations like once a year or like once every 2 years at least. Like she was like, you should totally do it. Like it changed my life. Like it's like the best thing that I've ever done. And I was like, yeah, because like I've been thinking about it, yada, yada, yada. And she was like, full send, do it, do it. And she was like, and if you hate it, you never have to do it again. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's true. And I was like, I don't think I'll hate it because I love doing stuff by myself. Like I'm the type of person, like I said, I go to movies by myself. I'll go get dinner by myself. Like I don't have a problem and I don't think it's weird to be by yourself out in public.
Hmm.
So
Interesting.
mhm.
Wow. We will look forward to seeing how it goes. But
Yes.
let's talk about other traditions, things that
Hmm.
are actual traditions. So, if you, what, let's start with Thanksgiving,
Okay.
since we just finished
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. Um, so like growing up, what was your family Thanksgivings like? What was the traditions that you had, or do you still have them?
Well, I gotta start this off by giving a very important piece of information because my traditions have vastly changed from since I was little due to the fact that I don't speak to my mom's side of the family anymore. Like
Hmm.
my whole close family does not speak to her side of the family. We haven't
Hmm.
for many years. So that obviously created a lot of differences because when I was growing up, we would go to Thanksgiving at my mom's parents and we would also go um, to my dad's parents. Yeah. But then that obviously changed when we stopped speaking to them. So a lot of my family traditions aren't the same because we are excluding a whole half side of my family.
Hmm.
But I remember having it at my dad's parents' house for a little while, but then they just got to the point where like they got too old to do it, and like our family was growing, so like their house wasn't big enough for it. And then after that, there really hasn't been a tradition. Like Thanksgiving always kind of comes around and it's just like, okay, what are we doing this year? Like, for
Mm.
instance, it was just my close family this year, where like in the years past, usually my grandpa and my uncle come. Like, we at least usually have somebody over to the house. Like, it was super weird this year eating Thanksgiving dinner in my pajamas. I highly enjoyed it, but it was weird.
Yeah.
And it was weird that we didn't have to like get ready and stuff. But it also was nice too, because like my sister's living in Pittsburgh, I'm down here. Like, it was nice to have it just the four of us, just to like catch up and talk and be with each other, because we don't get to as
Mhm.
often anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, Thanksgiving is always just kind of up in the air. Like,
Yeah.
and like this year, since it was just the four of us, my mom was like, I'm gonna have to downscale with food. Like, I'm not gonna make everything. So she was like, what sides is an absolute must? And like, obviously I'll make a turkey.
Right.
So yeah, Thanksgiving is always just kind of like, when November comes around, we're just kind of like, yeah, what's happening?
Right.
So
Yeah. I'm very similar. We've kind of also touched on this like a little bit like in the podcast, but my family is also very complex, I would say.
it's a great word to use.
Because we also don't speak with some sides of my mom's family, or we just don't want to be around them.
Mhm.
And because they cause problems, so we don't have to. And so, which honestly, like, it's also sad, obviously,
Yeah.
but like, I mean, you live with it. And um growing up, we, for Thanksgiving, we would always rotate back and forth between, we would almost always have it at my parents' house with my mom's side of the family on Thanksgiving Day.
Mhm.
And so my mom has 4 siblings, and all of them are married and have 2 children. And now some of them are already married and some of them have children. So,
Mhm.
in the grand scheme of things, there's like 30-ish, a little less than 30 people.
Mhm.
And so, then we do like the whole Thanksgiving thing, kids table, all that kind of stuff. And then we would play football like in the backyard or like
Oh my
whatever.
God.
And
The
yeah, we
typical
did that.
white family.
And the typical white Midwestern family.
Mhm.
And so it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But then that is where for Christmas, we used to do the same thing. We almost had every single holiday at my mom's house. It wasn't at my mom's house, it was at my grandma's house. And if it wasn't
Mhm.
there was one time where it was at my aunt and uncle's house, but other than that, it's always been there. But that is where we would all draw, all of the cousins. So I have 9 cousins, and I have 8 cousins and then my brother and I, so there's 10 of us. And
Mhm.
so we would draw our Secret Santa people at Thanksgiving, and then we'd have a month until Christmas to get the stuff wrapped
Yeah.
up, all that kind of thing. It was a good system until it broke. And so now at Thanksgiving, we once that all happened, we transitioned to not doing. If we do Thanksgiving with my mom's side, it's only like with 1 or 2 of her siblings
Mhm.
and my grandma. And so, I mean, this year we didn't do anything with them. We just went over and like had like coffee and chats,
Yeah.
talked. But yeah, so now we do Thanksgiving at my dad's parents' house. My grandpa passed away in 2019, but we do it with my grandma. And so we would flop every year. We would go to their house, they'd come to ours, we'd go to theirs,
Mhm.
come to ours. But it's been a good tradition. And also, um, last year, my grandma made a turkey instead of like roasting a turkey or something like that. She bought a turkey breast and
Mhm.
put it in the crock pot. Best freaking turkey I've ever had in my whole entire life. So
Yeah,
that's what we do
because
from now on.
yeah, when we were talking, like when we were home at Thanksgiving, that like we're not huge fans of turkey. Like,
Yeah.
I only put it on my plate because I know my mom went through like the whole process of like getting up at 6 in the morning and putting it in the roaster and everything.
Right.
And this year they weren't cheap. So
No, they're expensive.
yeah. So I always put some on my plate to like be like, it's Thanksgiving. I feel like it's part of the day. But I also am a person, I like dark meat. So
yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a huge turkey person.
Yeah, I agree. I'm also not a huge turkey person. I hate cold turkey. Disgusting.
Yeah.
It has to be warm. And honestly, I won't eat turkey unless it's like the only time that I probably ate turkey this entire year was for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And it's got to be like warm and right out of the crock pot or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, I mean, those were our like traditions and stuff. I will say also, as an experience of being the house that always holds the family gatherings, it sucks. Because it's like, those TikTok trends, it's like what my mom thinks guests are gonna do, and like they first walk in the door and then they run up to your bedroom.
Yes.
Story of my life.
Yep. Yeah.
Like literally just cleaning the absolute entire house, the walls, the floor, the fans,
everything,
the windows, everything. It's terrible. So glad we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
that's funny.
Yeah, those were my Thanksgiving traditions. With that though, so I'm curious, what were your sides that like had to be on your plate?
Okay. So for me, it was green bean casserole.
Yes.
My mom makes it. My mom will make this for me like every time I come home. Like it's not just a Thanksgiving thing. Like she'll be like, hey, what do you like? If I'm home, like I'll always eat dinner with them on Sunday before I come back here. And I usually get to pick because I don't get to have their meals as often anymore. And often I'm like, can you please just I don't care what you make as the main thing. I just need green bean casserole. And she's like, okay, it's so easy to make. So that one, sweet potato casserole is a big one. And then there was one more that we were like, we have to have. What was the other one? I don't remember what the other one was. Apparently it wasn't that important. But she made like red cabbage this year, and I was like, what are you doing? Stop. I remember what it was. I remember what it was. So my mom like makes the best homemade pumpkin pies I've ever had. And she makes them every Thanksgiving and she makes them every Christmas. Okay. And I was home the weekend before Thanksgiving for the wedding. And we were talking about what do we want? And I was like, you have to make your pumpkin pies. Like I've been thinking about them all November. Like you have to make them. And she was like, oh, I'm going to make two. Like absolutely. Like, yeah, that's on the list. And I'm like, all right, perfect. So then I come home 2 days later, right? 2 days later. And I'm like, well, she's prepping everything for the next day. And I'm like, well, aren't you going to prep the pumpkin pies? And she was like, well, no, like, I'm not going to make them because like your dad brought one home from like a family friend or something that like gave it to him for the holidays. And I was like, we talked about this 2 days ago about how important this was to me. And you have failed me. I brought it up like every day that I was home. I was so upset. Like I was like,
if I had pumpkin pie, I was like complaining.
Yeah, I was like, it's not Thanksgiving. So I was going on Instagram at one point and I was like, Mom, did you know that the Washington Post put out a study that 3/4 of all Americans enjoyed their mother's homemade pumpkin pies this season? And I said, I am a part of the 1/4 that has been neglected. And she was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, she was like, shut up. And she was like, I will make them for Christmas. And I was like, I'm holding you to that. And I was like,
she better be making 4 for
I was like, you better make them for Christmas. I was like, I don't care if Dad brings one home. I do not care. I was so mad. So then like later that night, I opened up the cabinet and I was like, you have all of the ingredients. Like she bought everything. And I was like, you are prepared and you neglected me. So I kept throwing a fit about it. It was funny.
That is funny.
Yeah.
That is funny.
I over Thanksgiving I had her do have you seen the TikTok trend where they take the towel with the faucet running? You have to figure out how to get the towel like out of the water without passing it through the water, without letting go of it. Well, my mom like is a math person and I was like, Jody, let's make her do it, my sister. And she was like, yes, because my sister's like big on TikTok now too. And I had her do it. She could not figure it out. It was so funny. She was like, you're running up my water bill. and she could not figure it out. And then I showed her how to do it, and she was like, "Oh my God, it was so simple." So my sister and I decided, and she doesn't really listen to the podcast anyway, so I feel like I can say it, but we've decided that over Christmas, we're gonna like, there's like a trend going around where like you start putting random stuff on the tree to see like if they
Yeah.
notice it. So Jody was like, let's get weird with it. So we're gonna put like tampons on the tree and like whatever random stuff we can find in the house, and we're gonna see how long it takes her to figure it out. And my
That's
sister and I
funny.
are only coming home for like 4 days though. So I was like, we gotta make it like put stuff on. Like we're gonna
Yeah,
have to
like
make
every
it.
hour on the hour.
Yeah, yeah. So it'll be
That's
funny.
funny.
Yeah.
You have to report back to us because that's going to be hilarious. I can
Mhm.
imagine Tina being like, "Why is there a tampon on my tree?"
I know. I want to like get condoms and stuff. Like, yeah, I want to get weird with it. It'll be so
Yeah,
funny.
that
So,
will be funny. That will
mhm.
be funny. Well, for me, quickly, the side dishes that I just will not live without. Green bean casserole, top of the list. I just cannot believe that there's such a big debate over if green bean casserole is even like good. I'm like,
I
have you
know.
never tasted it? It's delicious.
I know.
But the other ones are my grandma, my mom's homemade mashed potatoes and noodles.
That's a good one.
Delicious. And my dad's mom makes a really good stuffing. It's really good. And
We never have stuffing ever at Thanksgiving.
who are you?
Yeah, we don't ever have
What?
stuffing.
That's odd.
Yeah, I think it's
You
weird too.
like stuffing?
I love stuffing. Yeah, I think it's
Well,
what makes the turkey better.
yeah.
Oh my God,
You need to like do it yourself.
we also didn't have like canned cranberry sauce this year either.
Mhm.
And my mom said the store was like Kroger was out of them. So I was like, okay, I won't yell at you for that. But I
Right.
know that like stuff is out of a can, but like it's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I don't like pie. I'm weird. I hate pie. But recently I found one pie that I actually like, Dutch apple pie. It's
Hmm.
delicious.
I love
My
pecan pie.
my mom, sweet Brenda, she tried to go to Dear Dutchman, which is a local Amish eatery place that's close to our hometown. And she went at 7 o'clock in the morning to try to get me a Dutch apple pie because she went a couple days earlier and they didn't have
Oh,
any. And they didn't have any again.
oh my
And
God. That's
so
sweet though.
she made her own. It
Hmm.
was delicious. I was very impressed. It was very good.
That's good.
But also, like, so with that, I didn't get to see like a lot of family members and stuff, like with Thanksgiving and everything.
Hmm.
So there were a couple that came over well, my grandma's came over on Saturday and walked to Ohio State, Michigan came with us. And then my mom made all of my favorites, her pasta salad, her like,
Hmm.
her spread. Brenda
Yes.
makes a spread for every holiday or special
Yeah.
occasion. It doesn't even have to be a special occasion. She just like lays out the entire
Hmm.
counter.
Yeah. My mom's new thing has been charcuterie boards. I got her a board for Christmas, and
Ooh,
we have a charcuterie board at every occasion now. It's great. I love it.
that's fun.
Uh-huh.
Josie made one last night for my housewarming party.
They're so easy.
She had garlic, herb, and butter cheese.
Yeah.
Oh my
Hmm.
God. Like
The
it
one
was
thing is it
delicious.
can get like expensive real quick, because like if you want to
Yeah.
make it look real fancy, we did like a Galentine's Day, all of my roommates last year, and we like saw on TikTok, God, I'm referencing so many TikTok things today, but where you take like a glass and you take like
Oh, the
salami or pepperonis and
roses.
you make roses, and it turned out really cool. Yeah, it worked.
Oh, love
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Well, let's move to Christmas. Christmas is coming.
Yes, I'm
I
excited.
got you a Christmas gift the other day. I'm very excited to give it
Yours
to
is
you.
ordered. Yes.
I need to get you another little something else. Gotta think about it though.
Hmm.
You're gonna
Yes.
I think you're gonna really like what I got you though. It's you can use it in a lot of places.
Beautiful. So that's what's funny too, is like, so Kat and I have always done like, I've always done birthday and Christmas like together for her because her birthday is December 1st. But we've always gotten each other birthday gifts and like little Christmas gifts and stuff. But Chris has never been involved in that for some reason.
Well, Kat and I did do
Yes.
did birthdays, and she's gotten me Christmas stuff before. but it's
We've
like
never
3
done
a.m.
like all
It's not
three of
like,
us. Yeah. So this year I was like, guys, we are all adults.
can we
I-
get together, the 3 of us, and give our gifts to each other?
Yeah, we're gonna have to. What do you mean?
I love that. Okay, I just
Yeah.
wanted to clarify.
Yeah. So yeah, the best part is like I want to see your face when you open it.
I know.
Anyways, but yeah, this year I was like, guys, we're all adults. We all have money. I got news for you. I'm getting all of you Christmas gifts. Just FYI, Chris, I will be getting you a birthday gift this year. My birthday is before you. I'm just letting you know. So we're all on the same page now. But so I'm
Yeah.
excited, especially because like we
I
hardly ever get to see
know.
each other anymore. So it'll be
I
fun.
know. It's gonna be nice.
Yes, but on to Christmas. So Christmas is what like where we do actually have traditions. So my mom and dad, like since they've been married, have held the Finneys, or my dad's side of the family, at my house every year. And last year was the first year in like 22 years that didn't happen because of COVID.
Mhm.
So Christmas felt, I mean, obviously the world just felt weird last year, but Christmas felt extremely off for
Right.
tons of families. But yeah, we always do a white elephant gift, which is fun. Like it has to be like $20 or less. And we have like a good mix of like guys and girls. So it always like works out well. And it's fun because you can like steal people's gifts and stuff like that. We always try to make it go on like as long as possible. So that's always a lot of fun to do. I need to actually get that now that I'm thinking about it. I haven't gotten that yet. But yeah, my mom usually cooks. We always have a ham at Christmas. That's always a big thing. My dad's actually cooking brisket this year at Christmas because apparently we have like a whole big thing of brisket down in the freezer, and it's huge. And my mom was like, "When are we gonna use this?" And my dad was like, "What if I make it for Christmas?" And we were like, "Well, we're gonna have a ham, so like, why not?" So
Yeah.
I'll be eating brisket at Christmas. Seems very like Midwestern, but
Yeah.
well, yeah. So, and then like my sister will come home, and we always do Christmases and vacations like super big. So that's always fun. I used to always make breakfast on Christmas Day after opening presents, but my mom's kind of taken that over. So we usually have like breakfast casserole or something, and like we'll sit down and have like kind of a fancy breakfast after opening presents. And that's what she does. She takes the leftover ham, and makes like a breakfast casserole with it.
No.
That's what it is. I couldn't remember. And like we always have my dad's mashed potatoes at Christmas. That's always a big one. So they handle that, and everybody else just brings stuff. Usually we make my uncle bring a dessert because he is phenomenal at desserts. So that's always a big thing. We usually try to make him bring apple dumplings, which is cool because it's like a whole, like each person gets an apple, but it's like a whole process for him to make them. So we always try to bake them to do that. But yeah, and then we always this is like a fun thing we started like while I was in high school. So it kind of happened accidentally. My sister and I, when I was in high school, like we were putting on movies after opening presents on Christmas Day, and like Jaws was on, and it was the first one, and then we ended up going to Netflix, and we watched like all 5 Jaws on Christmas Day. It was hilarious. So random, but it was hilarious. And we loved it. So then I was like, wait, why don't we like have a movie day on Christmas? So we've been doing this for like past like, I think this will be year 5. So like then the year after that we did Cher. So we all watched Cher movies all day. And then like the year after that we did Rocky, or Sylvester Stallone. And we like made it fun. So like I got like, so we started like dressing. I would always wear like a onesie on Christmas Day, like with cats on it, or like something. I was like a Minion one year. I was Batman one year. That was always the funny thing that I would do. But nobody else would like get dressed up or anything. But then we started like, okay, let's like get festive with it. So like my sister got like Rocky socks. I bought like a robe, like his boxer robe off of Amazon. My dad had like a Rocky t-shirt, and my mom had one. Last year we did The Rock, and my mom cricketed all of us t-shirts. And this year we actually picked over Thanksgiving. This year we're doing Denzel Washington.
Ooh, that'll be
and
good.
yeah, so my mom will cricket us shirts again. So yeah, that's like become a thing. And like we decided this year, because normally we only watch them on Christmas Day, and we usually get through like 3 or 4 movies. And like Denzel is such a big actor that he has like 8 good movies that like we have to watch. So my sister was like, why don't we like have them playing as soon as we both get here? Like, because we're only going to be home for like 4 days. I think she's gonna be home for 3.
Mm.
So we're gonna have like Denzel movies playing like for 72 hours. So it'll be great. And we have like, we kind of made like a queue. Like I have a thing on my notes of like potential people for next year. So
who's on the
yeah.
list?
Matthew McConaughey was who we almost did this year, but my dad isn't a huge fan of him as an actor, so we wanted to do somebody that like everybody loved. Leonardo DiCaprio. But then we were like, we're not putting Titanic on the list because that's like all of
No, that's like
a
4-hour movie.
yeah. And we've all seen it, we all know how it ends. But we're trying to alternate. So like last year we did The Rock, who's like funny, you know, more like the comedic side. But then this year, like Denzel has some really good like crime and like action movies. And we picked like our like first like 5 movies we're gonna start with. So then we kind of want to go back to funny next year. So I think we're gonna do Adam Sandler.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So and it's always cool because my mom, like, she'll cricket them, but she won't like tell us what they're gonna look like or anything. So we always find out like on Christmas Eve. So yeah. And then another tradition we do is we always open up one gift on Christmas Eve because we're all very impatient. And we usually make it like kind of a gag gift. It's usually like a funny gift and like something small just to like hold us over. I think 3 years ago, my dad convinced my mom to let us open all of the presents on Christmas Eve, like in the evening, and we did it. She like gave in because he would always bug her about it, and she gave in. And then we got up on Christmas morning, and it was like the worst day ever. And we were like, "This sucks. Like we're never doing this again." And we haven't done it since.
My mom was asking if we wanted to do it on Christmas Eve and then just go to my grandma's house on Christmas Day and like, oh, just open hers. And I was like, no, I don't want that. So it's going to be interesting because this year we're doing it different. So maybe it might be fun to like start like a new tradition or something this year, because this year is the only year like that I will ever that I can remember that it's just going to be my mom, my dad, my brother, and I on Christmas Day the entire day.
Yeah. See, so when we did like speak to the other side of the family, my grandparents would always come over like after we were done opening presents and be like, "What'd you get? Like, show me all the cool things you got." And they would like eat lunch with us. I feel like that's very typical.
Right. That's what my dad's parents would do.
Yeah.
And so like that's what we did literally until last year. Like my grandma would either come to us or we would go to her. And my mom asked me and she was like, I was like, I don't want to. I told her, I was like, I want to go see grandma like on Christmas Eve or something. But I was like, I'm coming home for the holidays to be with you. Like I don't want to leave. Like I want to stay home. So she was like, I like that idea. So we're just gonna hang out. Probably also have a movie day.
I recommend.
So why not?
Because we literally will like just have the movies on. We'll take a nap. We'll go eat some more leftovers. We'll mess around with the gifts we got. I usually try every piece of clothing on that I got. Have a little fashion show for the fam. It's a very chill day.
Yeah, but we're like you. We open like one gift on Christmas Eve, and then because it's more so I am impatient. My parents can wait. My mom also gets really excited. She's like, I just want to give you a gift.
Like, oh no, it's funny. My dad turns into like a little kid over Christmas. It's so funny. It's so funny. Yeah, and like so he usually wraps his presents pretty early, and or he'll wrap one for my mom and put it under the tree and being like, "Look, Christina, you have a gift under the tree and I don't." Like, that's so rude of you that I don't even have a gift under the tree yet. And
oh my God,
he does it every year. It's so funny.
That is funny. But we used to go on vacation every other year during Christmas. My parents would bring the gifts with us and we would open them on Christmas. But when I was younger, we would go to Disney World every other year for 2 weeks. Sometimes a little bit longer, give or take. Or we would go to Tennessee and go to the mountains in the winter, watch the snow fall. and everything like that. It was great. I loved it. I thought it was nice. We were supposed to go, as I talked about a couple times, we were supposed to be in Hawaii over Christmas and New Year last year, which would have been very interesting because my parents were like, we're still going to give you gifts, but we're also paying for this trip. So like, there's not going to be as much gifts. I'm like, well, no, I'll take a trip to Hawaii. You don't have to give me anything.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah. So, but yeah, we used to have the family tradition of we never with only my dad's parents we would ever see them on actual Christmas Day. My mom's parent side, it would be like the weekend before Christmas.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to go on a trip too. There was like a stretch there where my parents were obsessed with Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. So we would go to Pigeon Forge over the summer, and then we would go to Gatlinburg we would go the week between Christmas and New Year's, and we would go to Dollywood and see all of the lights.
Yeah.
So that was always our big thing. And then we got tired of, there was a point where I could probably navigate Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg totally by myself. So we got tired of it, and we were like, okay, can we start like branching out? Then we just started only going over the summer. So
right. Yeah. Because we would do like, you're at home, you're in Florida, you're at home, you're in Tennessee, you're at home, you're in Florida.
Gotcha.
So it was cool, but and also like it was cool because we would be there for New Year's and Christmas. And so either if we went to Tennessee or we went to Florida, either way, we were there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so Florida was we would road trip because we're white Midwestern family, we're gonna road trip.
Yes.
And so we would stop and see like my mom's best friend that lives in Atlanta, some family that we have in Florida, and like stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But like honestly, I remember everything, but like to this day, one of the coolest experiences at Disney is being there on New Year's Eve.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Going and like they have their own like New Year's celebration, the fireworks over the water, being at Epcot, Magic Kingdom, like all that kind of stuff, and just having like all these things, their parades. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I will want my children to experience that one day.
Yes.
So, but yeah, that's my stuff. I guess we can talk a little bit about New Year's, since this is going to be the last New Year, the first New Year's in like years that you and I are not going to be together.
I know. So for New Year's, we used to, when I was like younger, we would always go to my aunt's house, like my dad's sister, and watch the ball drop and stuff. But then like in high school, I would just kind of hang out with my parents or my boyfriend. Like it also didn't have anything set. The only thing set is my mom was like, we're eating pork and sauerkraut on New Year's Day for dinner, so we have to have good luck for the new year. It's the only thing that's like a must. She'll probably, I won't be home for New Year's this year, so she'll probably yell at me and be like, you better be having this today.
Yeah.
But yeah, the last couple years, it's always been me, you, and Kat. We would go to Katarina's house. We did that for several years in a row in high school. And then last year I flew out to DC and we spent New Year's together in DC, which was really cool. But with my job, I have to work December 31st, and then I have New Year's off, but we got lots of things going on. So I'll actually be going into work even though that I'm not working. And then Sunday I have to work. So
so
not going to be
like
possible.
I know, this is like what did we calculate? Like the first time in like 8 years or something.
Yeah.
That we haven't been together.
I know, it's going to be sad. I will definitely be FaceTiming you. I will be there in spirit.
We shall FaceTime.
Yes.
Rachel and I are coming up with our plan of what are we going to do? Because Rachel's also never had like a full-on New Year's Eve experience.
Last year was so much fun. Like the pandemic was still going on, but like, I mean, my flights were so cheap to go out there. Oh my God. But we figured it out. We still like went to a nice dinner and we got dressed up and
acted like we were engaged.
We did.
Nice dinner.
We did. It was fun. We got some free stuff. It was great.
Fun. Yeah, it was good stuff. It was fun.
And then actually, because I went to go see you, my parents were like, well, we're not going to sit at home by ourselves. My parents found out I like was flying to go see you, and they literally like booked a last minute trip to Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge.
Oh yeah.
Like so fast. Yeah. They were like, well, if you're not going to be in Ohio, neither are we. I was like, okay, you do you. So yeah. They drove down to Tennessee and like did a quick like 4-day trip. It was hilarious.
Yeah. They said they had fun. I remember them sending us pictures and everything.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was funny. They said like at the island at Pigeon Forge, the new island, it's only been there for a couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny.
Wow. Well,
Mhm.
do they have any plans this year?
No, I mean, it was, if so, it'll be last minute.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it was fun to talk about traditions and stuff like that. Again, I'm sad because I'm not going to be able to be with you on New Year's Eve, but
you know,
you will
it
be
is going to
here
be
tonight.
weird. Being an
Gonna be weird.
adult, it's so fun.
Sucks.
Yes.
But either way,
That's okay.
cool.
We have other things planned that we will make up for the time lost.
Oh yes,
So
I know. That's what who was it? Rachel was talking. I don't know. Rachel was saying something about like trips and stuff like that, and I was just like, oh no, girl, but I'm just ready to get to like September of next year.
Yes.
But cool. All right. Well, it has been a lot of fun as usual.
It's weird being back. We haven't done this in a while.
I know it's a little weird. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I'm glad we're back. Glad everything is going well. I guess something else that we like forgot to say was hello and welcome to our viewers in Australia.
No,
Did we say that the
Austria.
last time?
Austria.
You said Australia.
Oh yeah, sorry, Australia, Austria.
Yeah, don't be
Poland.
rude.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, hello to our international listeners.
Yeah,
and
we are
hello
now
to
in
our
5
domestic ones.
countries, which is
I
what?
know. Wild.
Crazy. Yes.
Wild. But we're glad you're here. We hope that you enjoyed this chat. Comment and email us any ideas and stuff that you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
But until then, Colleen, have a great week. Good luck with your new schedule.
Thanks.
We'll chat about it next week and see how it's going.
Yes. Yeah. We also had a change when we were recording because I was like, you're going to be getting off work and I'm going to be going to bed. So,
yeah. Block out your Sunday afternoons, y'all.
Yep.
But yeah, cool. Okay. Well, until next week, peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.